वरदान, क्यों जाना है तुझे वहाँ पे? हाथ कहाँ धोना है? नहीं, आजा। वापस आ वरदान। नो।
इधर चली मैं उधर चली.
Alright, everyone, welcome to day 7 of our trip, which will begin with some breakfast at Hotel Laksa. As you can see, it continued to snow overnight, so I had to get up a little early to make sure our car was clean and, more importantly, warmed up for the trip ahead. I've gotten used to it by now, and it's a really cathartic experience at this point, and not something I'm trying to actively eschew. It will be a very driving heavy day today. We are working our way to East Iceland, and tonight we'll be staying over at Lake Hotel Eaglestadir. For our first stop, we are headed towards the Krafla volcano region to see perhaps the quirkiest thing I've seen in Iceland so far, the Krafla shower. Very easy to miss, especially in the snow. We ourselves had to circle back to find it. But this shower is on 24/7 with hot water sourced from the geothermal springs, heated by the Krafla volcano itself. Anyone is free to come and take a shower, but luckily for you, it was too cold for me to strip down, so I just washed my hands and made my way back. The funny thing is, there used to be a non-functioning toilet as a symbol nearby, but I wonder why it was removed and replaced with a sink. But by the time we made it over there, we couldn't see the sink either. I do not know if it was covered in the snow or that was also removed due to similar reasons. Nearby is the power plant. You can see the slurry of water making its way out, which smells very, very strongly of sulfur. Overwhelmingly so. Eventually we had to turn around and continue on our main trip. If you are planning a self-driving trip in Iceland, especially during the winters, make sure you get yourself an all-wheel drive car as well as the right snow tires. But something even more important is to respect the speed limit. The speed limit is 90 kilometers per hour, especially outside of the cities. But it is very easy to forget yourself, and especially given that there are these beautiful roads with this amazing landscape and no one near you, you do want to speed up. But if you do that, this might happen. So do yourself a favor and be careful. We eventually stopped at this nearby cafe to refuel ourselves, and this was this very cozy cafe which has its own board games and local Icelandic treats like knotted donuts and something called marriage cake. After grabbing a cup of hot chocolate and coffee and a few of these treats, we decided to explore the nearby region and we found the locals. We spent quite a while trying to get their attention, and we were ultimately unsuccessful, and they got annoyed of the tourists and decided to leave us behind. With that rejection, we continued our trip forward, driving through the icy landscapes of Iceland. All the horsing around we have been doing ultimately took its toll, tearing Hanan's shoe at the sole, making them completely unwearable, especially given the weather. These were a gift to Hanan from a sister, so she was very attached to them and she wanted to keep them if possible. Luckily, we found a gas station that had Gorilla Glue, which we were able to use to repair the shoe itself. And eventually, we made our way to Eaglestadir. Eaglestadir is on the banks of Lake Lagarfljót, which is one of Iceland's deepest lake. But more interestingly, it is the home of Iceland's ancient and much older equivalent of the Loch Ness monster called Lagarfljótsurmur. I would like to explain what is happening here. I am not usually like this, but I have this obsession of washing my hands in Iceland's natural water bodies, like this lake. But so far I've been unable to do so because they've been dangerously inaccessible. But I think the snow was strong enough to support my weight, and Hanan is trying to stop me. Now, in hindsight, she was probably right, but instead of questioning my mental facilities, I think we should all appreciate how I kept my inner child alive, and more importantly, myself alive. Eventually, we reached our destination, Eaglestadir. We drove straight to our hotel, Lake Hotel Eaglestadir, and as you can see, it has a very Christmassy vibe to it. This is the view from the parking lot where you can see the heavy snow. Even the reception has this cozy vibe to it. We signed up for the Northern Lights wake-up call. Unfortunately, we do not see them tonight as well. At this point, I'm a little worried. It is day 7 of our trip, and I've downloaded all the apps to track the auroras as they occur, but we just keep missing them. The rooms are fine, not too big, not too small. The bathrooms are tiny, but at this point, I'm really more worried whether we'll see Northern Lights at all or not. I hope we get to see them tomorrow. You see what I did there? Don't forget to like and subscribe.